this evening, the Ministry of Agriculture, Water and Land Reform has partially lifted the restrictions on the movement of cloven-hoofed animals and animal products in the Zambezi region. The restriction was imposed on the region after the foot and mouth disease outbreak was detected in cattle from 3 kraals in the region last month. Now, with more on this is Chief Veterinarian Dr. JK Kapapero for more details. Good evening, Doctor, and welcome to the show.
Good evening. Thank you.
All right. Now, Doctor, we understand that the foot and mouth disease persists in the Zambezi region, more especially in the Kabe constituency. Why has the ministry partially lifted the movement restrictions in the region?
As you rightly have mentioned, that the ministry detected foot and mouth disease in the Kabe constituency, whereby we place restriction. But what happened is that after restricting the entire region, the ministry did surveillance in the area, and we determined that the disease or FMD is only confined to the 2 villages in the Kabe constituency, which is Mbalasinte and the Kasika. Therefore, after considering those aspects, the ministry opted to partial lift some of the restrictions.
All right. Now, the region has been experiencing foot and mouth breakout for the past 3 years. How has this affected the livestock trade?
Thank you. I think as we all know that foot and mouth disease is one of the diseases which really affect the livelihood of people when there is an outbreak, due to the fact that when we have an outbreak of foot and mouth disease, we restrict the movement of animal and animal products, and knowing our farmers in the communal area or anywhere else, most of them, they really depend on their livelihood depends on livestock. So when there's an outbreak, when you restrict, therefore the livelihood is being negatively affected because they cannot sell their cattle, neither product, so that they make income for their livelihood.
That are put in place to prevent the outbreak, from spreading further into other constituencies in the region?
Sorry?
What are some of the measures that are put in place in order to prevent a further outbreak of foot and mouth diseases to other constituencies?
Yes, what have happened is that after the restriction of the entire region, the ministry reviewed, whereby we still put some measures in place, such as the movement restriction from the areas in Kabe South constituencies. There are some of the crash pens in which we think that the whole Kabe South constituency should be a disease management area. Therefore, there is no movement from the Kabe South constituencies within those outlined constituencies to the other constituencies. At the same time, this is it's not only the movement of animals, but also the movement of potentially infectious materials from that area to the other area.
All right, Dr.
And
Kapapero?
on top of that, yes?
Yes, please go ahead.
And on top of that, the ministry still will be doing vaccination in the entire region to make sure that all animals are protected.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us this evening, Doctor. Unfortunately, we're running out of time, and that's all the time we had for you. But hopefully, we will catch up with you so you can just maybe give us an update on what has been happening in the region in the future.
Thank you.
All right. That was Dr. JK Kapapero talking.